Are you looking for the best mirrorless cameras? In this video we will look at some of the 6 best mirrorless cameras on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so I'll make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Canon EOS R50. If you're on a tighter budget but still want to buy new rather than dip into the used market, the Canon EOS R50 is one of the best bang for your buck cameras you can get. With a portable body that makes it easy to grab and go, along with dead simple controls and intuitive, creative shooting modes, this is a great entryway into a serious photography for those who've never used a camera. Plus, its APS-C sensor captures excellent quality images, and it has a highly effective autofocus system and good video specs for the price. Lens options for Canon's RF mount are still limited, but on the upside, the camera is compatible with both APS-C and full-frame RF lenses, which makes it easier to upgrade to a full-frame body down the line if you want to. If you'd like a more compact camera kit with more lens options available, the Olympus OMDE M10 Mark IV is a great alternative. However, its 4/3 sensor isn't as well suited to low-light shooting and its autofocus system isn't as reliable. Number 2. Fujifilm XS10. As far as entry-level models go, the Fujifilm XS10 is one of the best cameras in its price range. It's the predecessor to the Fujifilm XS20, but it doesn't have features like internal 10-bit video recording and uses an older autofocus system. However, it's notably cheaper and still has a lot to offer for novice shooters. For one, it uses the same sensor, so image quality is excellent, and it's one of the few models on the market to offer in-body image stabilization at this price. If you think you might want to upgrade to a full-frame camera down the line, consider the Canon EOS R10 instead. It doesn't have IBIS, but it's a great entry-level model with an accessible user interface and an excellent autofocus system. It's also part of Canon's RF lens ecosystem, so you can pair it with full-frame lenses and eventually upgrade to a full-frame body. However, that also makes it less portable than the XS10. Number 3. Sony Alpha XH2S. The Sony Alpha 6700 is the best mid-range model we've tested. It's an impressive upgrade from the older APS-C cameras Sony has to offer, with a higher resolution sensor and a new processor with AI-driven autofocus. In fact, it's one of the most effective AF systems on the market. The camera's relatively portable design makes it a good fit for travel. If that wasn't enough, it features in-body image stabilization and some fairly advanced video features, including 4K 120, with a significant crop and internal 10-bit recording. Another great choice in this price range is the Fujifilm XS20. Its autofocus system isn't quite as reliable as the Sony's, and it can't record 4K video at 120 frames per second. However, it's still a very impressive hybrid camera, with 4K 60 recording, OpenGate 6.2K video capability, and raw video output to an external recorder. Those who prefer a more hands-off approach to editing will also love Fuji's JPEG colors and film simulation profiles. Number 4. Nikon Z62. The Nikon Z62 is a more affordable full-frame option than the Sony Alpha 7 IV and a fantastic camera for photography. Though it falls behind in advanced video features, this is still a well-rounded camera for amateurs and enthusiasts. You'll get excellent image quality from its sensor and very quick burst shooting for faster subjects. Plus, it handles like a dream with amazing ergonomics and an intuitive user interface. Though they can be expensive, Nikon Z lenses are also spectacular, particularly the high-end S line. However, lens selection is still somewhat limited. If you're looking for a more portable kit and don't mind giving up a full-frame sensor, the Fujifilm X-T5 is a fantastic enthusiast-oriented APS-C model that falls around the same price point. Though its smaller sensor doesn't handle noise as well in low light as the Nikon's full-frame sensor, its remarkably high 40-megapixel resolution captures stunning detail and gives you more leeway to crop your images. However, its design is a bit more old-school, with dedicated exposure dials and a smaller grip that won't suit everyone compared to the Nikon's more traditional ergonomics. Number 5. Fujifilm XH2S. The Fujifilm XH2S is one of the most capable APS-C cameras on the market and a great choice for advanced video work thanks to a stacked sensor that keeps the rolling shutter effect to a minimum. That sensor sits inside a sturdy, well-constructed body with weather sealing. The camera also has in-body image stabilization for smoother handheld camera movements and a great battery life, along with Fujifilm's best autofocus system yet. Beyond that, the XH2S can record video in up to 6.2K resolution and supports a wide array of recording formats and codecs, including internal Apple ProRes support for less compressed video files. You also get advanced video features like log recording in 10-bit 4:2:2 for a wider dynamic range and more flexibility in post, as well as raw video output to a compatible external recorder. Overall, this is one of the best mirrorless cameras for video work. Number 6. Sony Alpha 7 IV. The Sony Alpha 7 IV is the best mirrorless camera we've tested. This is a sure bet if you're looking for a powerful hybrid camera that can handle all kinds of photo and video work. Improving on the best-selling Sony Alpha 7 III, it has a new 33-megapixel sensor that captures an amazing level of detail. On top of that, it has an updated autofocus system with some of the most reliable AF tracking on the market and advanced features like in-body image stabilization, IBIS, and dual memory card slots. It's also a video beast, with 4K recording at up to 60 frames per second, albeit with an APS-C crop and internal 10-bit 4:2:2 capture. Another great option at this price point is the Canon EOS R6 Mark II. It's a good alternative to the Sony if you need faster burst shooting, with a burst rate of up to 40 frames per second in its electronic shutter mode. Unlike the Sony, it supports raw video output over HDMI and uncropped 4K at 60 frames per second. However, lens selection is much broader for Sony's E-mount, with both native and third-party options available at various price points, making the Alpha 7 IV our top pick overall.